Well, I brought in some NFL items I'd like for you to have a look at.
What do you have?
Some 1966 Dolphins playbooks.
Actual playbooks?
Actual playbooks that they gave the players.
That is really cool. Who'd you have to kill to get these?
My father. I came to the pawn shop today to try to sell my 1966 Dolphins playbooks. I really don't have any way of knowing what the value of these playbooks would be, but I'm really kind of hoping to do a little better than the cab fare here.
Okay. Playbooks from the 66 Dolphins. Well, that's not NFL, that's AFL.
Oh, well, same difference today.
So was your dad a player, or?
He was drafted from SMU in 1966 and went to the Dolphins and went to the Raiders.
What position do you play?
Flanker.
What's a flanker?
As a glorified receiver today, I think.
This is really, really cool. I mean, I've never actually seen one of these things before.
Well, these are the only two I've ever seen as well. And one of them covers 2 games. The other book is just strictly 1 game. So it seems like every trip they made a new book.
And he had to learn all this. That's the amazing part. Left green, 5 turn. Left green, 5 turn in.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't tell you what these mean. I mean, they look similar to the way they look on the Madden screen, but...
Football has been played professionally in the U.S. for a long time. I think since 1920, and now it's one of the most popular sports we have. Some people think it's just a bunch of big guys tackling each other. There's actually a ton of strategy involved. So huge playbooks like this are a big part of the game.
Another interesting piece that's in here is an itinerary for the trip.
Okay.
It's kind of funny they have 11 o'clock curfew.
And it's also kind of funny that they stayed at the Sheraton.
Motor in.
Even down to how much money they receive for lunch and dinner and how they should spend it.
Lunch, $3. Dinner, $6. Breakfast, $2. I mean, they literally got paid next to nothing, especially for what they did to their bodies. I mean, it just goes to show the difference between football in the 1960s and football today. Americans love football. I heard at least 2/3 of the American population watch at least 1 game a year. That's crazy to think about. So it's pretty safe to say there's a market for this kind of stuff. So what do you want to do with it?
I'd like to sell it.
How much you want for it?
I really don't know what something like this would be worth.
Okay, and neither do I.
Well, so we'd just start tossing out some very large numbers?
No. Let me call someone who might know what they're worth.
Okay, sounds fair.
Let me go give him a call.
All right.
The guys call me down to the pawn shop anytime they have a question about a piece of sports memorabilia that they need some more information about. The Miami Dolphins are a team extremely rich in history, and to see a playbook from their days when they joined the AFL is really cool. It was guys like Bob Greasy, Larry Zonka, and legendary coach Don Shula, who's won more than any other coach in the history of the NFL, and went on to accomplish what no other team has accomplished before, the perfect season, which they did in 1972. Playbooks themselves, they date back over 100 years, and in a sense, they contain all of the team's secrets. It's literally like learning another language between all the blocking assignments and different routes and packages. The books have just exponentially grown, not only in size, but complexity, and they can be even upwards of about 1,000 pages these days. Many NFL players would argue that learning a playbook is extremely difficult. It could take several years just to get the playbook down. So, Rick, what concerns did you have about the book?
What is something like this worth? I mean, is there even a market for this?
I mean, playbooks in general, it's extremely uncommon to find them outside of an organization since they're typically destroyed. But people do look for these sort of things. We're talking about the 66 Dolphins here. It's not like we have Vince Lombardi's Packers. Both books together, itinerary and all, you're looking at about $400.
Thanks, man. You're the best.
You bet, Rick.
I was pleasantly surprised when I heard the number 400. That was a little higher than I thought they would be worth.
So how much do you want for them?
How about 275?
How about $200?
Oh, come on, these are the debut season. You're not gonna find a 1965 book. It starts in 66. About 270.
Oh yeah, you're really going down.
Well, they're probably worth more now than they were when they were printed.
No, when they were printed, they were probably worth a lot of money to somebody.
I guess you have a point there.
I'll tell you what, I'll give you $250, and I don't even know why I'm going that high.
260?
$250. They are gonna sit for a while.
That's a deal.
All right.
All right, man, let's go do some paperwork, buddy.
250 is more than I thought I would be leaving with, and I really have no complaints.
Wow. This thing is nice.
This is a Cast Me Out.
This is like one of the holy grails of American coins.
I'll do 95, and that's it.
No, I don't think so. I think I'm going to take it home.